All right, let's rock and roll. Okay, guys, so we're going to take our feet out nice and wide, and I just want you to rock and balance one side to the next. And just test, I know it's first thing, but we just want to get those ankles moving first. So as you tip to one side, engage that balance and just have a rotation of the other ankle if you can. So bend into that knee, come up, rotate. So you can vary your speed and make sure we rotate both ways of the ankles. It might be quite a bit clicky. So bend in, balance, rotate, and go both ways. So just easing in from the lower part of the body, and we're going to work our way up before we get onto the floor this morning. Excellent. Good. And we're going to pop one leg forward and one leg back. I want you to come up onto the toes, sit back into the heels. All right, and lift that front toe up, front toes up off the floor, sitting the hip back. So you start to rock side to side, and here we can start to incorporate the arms, bringing the hips in, forward and back, and get the hips open through the front and the hamstrings in the back, woken up. Good, coming forward, one more time, good work, and then we'll change legs over. Okay, so same thing, coming up onto those toes at the back and heels on the front. Toes into the back, nice clicks, and bringing the arms, so opening out through the chest, hips forward. That's it, just being mindful of how the body's feeling at this point. Good work, bringing the hips forward. Coming up onto those toes, so all the way from the toes to the fingers, we want to start to get the body talking to each other. Good, and bring the hips forward. Two more this side. Good work. Okay, coming up to the knees, we're just going to come down into a nice big squat hold. Before we push up, extend the legs. And then I want you to come up in a straight position. So we squat down, nice and low hold. Extend the legs, chin into knees. And then from here, come straight up with the back. Sink down nice and low. Roll back the shoulders. Extend through the legs, hug around your ankles. And then drive up straight, making sure our glutes are engaged and ready for that extension. Come down nice and low and hold. Exhale, drive the arms underneath the knees, bringing the chin in towards the knees, and then come up straight when you're ready. Get that nice movement from the hip. We're going two more times and hold. Hands around by the ankles, extend the legs. Good. Drive up through the hips. Well done, let's sink a little bit lower. Hold. Hands around by the ankles or the shins. Extend through the hips. Hook in the head in towards the knees. And we're going to come up to stand. Good. We're going to take our feet a little bit wide and we're going to sink in to the side. Okay, so getting down into the hips. So just have a moment here. And if keeping the heel down is a little bit uncomfortable, please use your hands to stabilise your body position. If you want a little bit more depth, take your hands behind the ankles and drive your hips into the floor and peel up your toes on the other side. Good. And from here, we're going to plant that foot down and we're going to travel across to the other side, keeping nice and low. Weight into the heels, peeling up those toes on the other side. Try and draw back the shoulders, opening out through the chest. Good. Let's skim across the other side, sinking down nice and low. Good. Trying to draw back those shoulders away from the ears, peeling up the toes. Good. Let's walk it across. See if we can sink a little bit lower. It's good for ankle flexibility here to try and drive that heel into the floor. Good, opening up through the hips, peeling up the toes. Nice work, and we're going to skim across again. Do one more on each side. So coming down where you can. Support the body with your hands and try and drill that heel in towards the floor. Keeping the knees in line with the toes, peeling up the toes on the other leg. Well done. Let's go one more time. Scoop them right across, get down low through the hips. Great job. Well done. Hold it there, peeling up the toes. Good work. Well done. Bring it back into the middle and start to worm your feet back in towards each other, stacking them under your hips. So now we're going to come down into the mat, and first we're just going to plant our fingertips into the floor and just press our fingertips bit by bit. So open out the fingers, squeeze into the mat. It doesn't matter if you bend your knees here. We want to get the hands just as involved as the rest of the body. So you're just pushing down, slowly pushing off, squeeze into the mat. Good. Okay, so from here we're going to come up onto our toes, transfer the weight onto the mat, hands underneath the shoulders, and from here we're going to pop our knees down, relax the back of the leg, and we're just going to start to cat-cow here. So bring the chin in towards the chest, round the upper back, separate the shoulder blades, and get as much curvature, pushing down into the floor from your spine. Good. Slowly open out the gaze, roll back your shoulders, draw your belly button down into the ground, looking forward and getting that nice flexion through the spine. Inhale, and as you exhale, tuck the chin in, round through the upper back, the mid back, the lower back, squeeze into the glutes and separate the shoulder blades. Good work. And exhale, fold, take your gaze forward, roll back the shoulders, get some depth through that spine. Good work. Still having tension through the hands and the fingers. Inhale. Exhale, draw the chin into chest, open out through the shoulder blades, tuck the pelvis, and get as much range from here as you can. Exhale, we're going to open out one more time, roll back the shoulders, looking forward and getting that curvature through the lower back. Be mindful of how this feels. Okay, so just take a note side to side. So from a neutral position here, we're just going to take a gaze over each shoulder. Just hold for a couple of seconds and take it round to the other side. Now, if you find one side is a little bit tighter than the other, feel free to hold this position for a little bit longer. All right, so just move to your body's needs. That's it. Twisting the sides. Definitely more on the right for me. Okay, opening up. Well done. Good work. We're going to come in to thread the needle. So take the hand underneath the armpit all the way as far as you can. Drill that shoulder into the floor. And then we're going to open up, bring that hand above the shoulder. Scooping round onto the floor. Take your shoulder into the floor. Twist, push on the floor to get a little bit of twist and open out through the arm. Nice work. Good, getting the arm flat, horizontal to the floor so you can. Opening up, really pushing the chest open, separating the fingertips, ground the shoulder into the floor. Feel free to hold your shoulder into the floor for a few seconds. Make this your workout. You know your body more than anyone. Good, and we'll do one more this side, so scooping round. shoulder into the floor, push into the floor, the back of the palm, and open out. Good, we're going to change sides. So, shoulder over the wrist, and from here we're going to scoop under, come down as far as you can, shoulder into floor, horizontal with the floor. Push off the back of your hand into the floor, and if you want to get a little bit more progression from that spinal twist, good work. Nice and steady, just moving through the spine and the top of the hips. That's it, and again, just feel free to hold any phase of this exercise a little bit longer. Good work. And open out. Good. Scooping down, shoulder in line, push off the floor if you need that extra bit of twist. Opening out. Well done, guys. We go one more here, scooping down and opening out. Well done. Okay, so we're going to come into hip movement now. So what I want you to do is keep the knees under the hips, and we're going to drive up. Take the knee out to the side, scoop it round as close to the elbow as you can, back to the beginning. So flex the ankle. Now keep your spine neutral. We don't want to have any kind of flexion in the lower back. So tuck the pelvis, scoop the knee out to the side, all the way back in, back to meet the other knee. Drive out, hold. So external rotation outside of the hip, back in to meet the other. So if you need to, just reset so your spine is neutral and you're not collapsing into the floor as you extend the leg behind you. Good. Reaching up and hold. Engage your core. Squeeze the knee round and up and hold. Flex through that ankle. So we're getting, again, tension from our toes all the way to our fingertips. Well done. Hold. Take it out to the side. Bring it back in. Good. One more here. Up and hold. Round. Back to meet the other. Okay, reset. Have a little wiggle. And we're going to go on the other side. Same rules apply. Keep the ankle flexed. Up and hold. Scoop the knee round the outside. Back to meet the other. Reset that spine if you need to. Round, behind, back into the middle. Scoop up and hold. External rotation, get into those hips. I know they're probably burning right now, but it's good because they're waking up and they're going to start to take control of movements that we do throughout our day, and they won't become lazy. Good work. Two more. Scooping round, up and hold. Good, last one here. Up and hold. Nice work. Okay, so we're going to sit back into our heels and take it upper body for a moment. So I want you to get the full connection of your forearms into the mat. And I want you to take a gaze between your thumbs. And this might mean you might need to come off your heels a little bit. And I want you to focus on grounding your chin in towards the knee. All right, so just opening up through the chest. Okay, we're going to make this into a dynamic movement. So from here, we're going to bring down through the hips and then push back again. Take your chin in between the thumbs. And then we're going to drive the chest down into the floor. Keep the knees out wide and push back into our heels, chin into chest. All right, so we're driving the chest forward, in between the forearms, and then pushing back through our elbows, chin into floor, open out the chest. Good, let's go again. There, so just moving through and hoping to get a little bit more from your shoulders, grounding them down, especially underneath your armpit, into the floor. Looking in between your thumbs, in your chest down, opening out through the spine, especially through the upper back. Good work. And hold for a couple of seconds on each end of the face. Coming down. Good. Squeezing back, pushing down into the mat, looking between your thumbs as much as you can. Good work. Let's go one more here. And drive back. Good. Hold, looking in between your thumbs. Good work. Okay, so we're going to come down onto our front and we're going to have both arms extended out in front. We're going to do some hand rotations as we take our arms out to the side. So I want you to start with your palms up facing the ceiling. And as you skim the hands over the floor, I want you to twist your hands and tap your thumbs into your thighs. Okay, and then rotate the hands, bring them back up, and as they meet, your little fingers should tap above the head. So palms up, lift off the floor, rotate the hands, tap the thumbs into the thighs. Good, and an option here is to rest your forehead onto the floor. Rotate the hands, thumbs into thighs. Good. So trying to create as much range from the shoulders, so taking them out, rotate through the hands, tap at the top, and we tap at the thighs. Good. And this exercise is really good to pick up any niggles in the shoulders because we're rotating, we're using your rotator cuff muscles. So really good exercise to pick up if we've got any potential injuries in line. Good work. We're going to go 2 more. Excellent. 1 more here. Good work. All right. So we're going to come onto our back and we're going to come back into the glutes. So from here, I want you to pop your heels together and your knees out wide. Okay, so we've not got knees together, knees out wide. Okay, and from here, relax the arms. We're going to squeeze up, keeping the knees out wide. And then we're going to roll through the spine, trying to get as much coverage of the vertebrae into the floor. Okay, when you hit the bottom of your vertebrae, tuck the pelvis, squeeze the glutes, drive up, hold, and then we're going to roll through the spine again. Tuck, squeeze, and push off the floor. Good. Roll through the spine, bit by bit. Open out through the hip. Tuck, squeeze, and drive up to the top. So, most probably the hardest section is the lumbar region. And this is where you can manipulate the movement of the pelvis to get that connection. It's almost engaging your lower abs to pull up your pelvis and open. So tuck, squeeze into the glutes, push off the floor, and then roll through that spine. Good, getting that connection. Abs are having to work a little bit here. And push off. Good, bit by bit. Rolling through the spine, opening out, tuck and squeeze, and drive. Good work. Taking your time. Well done, we go 2 more here. Open out through the spine, and we're going to tuck and squeeze, pushing up towards the ceiling, keeping the knees out. Roll through the spine, open out 1 more time. Tuck and squeeze the glutes, get that locked down first, then push the hips through extension, rolling through the spine. Well done, good, and relax. So pop your knees together and we're just going to roll side to side and come back into our arms. Now we normally do this seated or on our heels, but we're going to do this laying down to see if we get a little bit more movement. So you're going to have your hands positioned like this on the floor. Okay, so palms up. And what you're going to do is you're going to then press the hands, try to connect the hands into the floor, but you're going to go alternate. So one will press down and the other one will come above the elbow. So we're going from here to here, trying to get the hand, the back of the hand into the floor, and also the palm of the hand into the floor, all right? So elbows in line with shoulders, and we're just going through that rotation, pushing the hands into the floor. Good. So the palms of the hands and the back of the hand, seeing if we can connect and just have a little squeeze into the floor to get those rotator cuff muscles awake. Squeeze and squeeze both sides. So move them at the same time. There's no rush in this. Good. Keeping the fingertips wide. And also, it might be interesting to know if you've got any clunkiness in the shoulder joint. If so, this exercise will be really beneficial. You can do it just with your back towards the wall as well. If you need that little break from the desks today, just doing 10 to 12 reps on each side. Just moving and freeing up through the shoulders. Good work. And we go 2 more here. That's it. 1 more on each. Good. All right, have a little breather there. So I want you to come up onto your heels. And we're going to take a bit of time to open up the front of the body. So sitting with your knees a little bit wider than usual, sit back into your heels, and we're going to open out through the chest. So I want you to take one arm over the head, and from here we're going to push both hands back behind the back and bring forward. Okay, so one hand will go over the head, take a gaze up to the ceiling and bring round in front. Okay, so we get this like halo effect, but we need to try and take it behind the shoulders, behind the ribs, and allow your head to kind of follow the hands. All right, so keep an eye on those hands as they move in front and behind. Good, really nice through the ribs, separating the ribs from the pelvis and getting a little bit of spinal movement. Good work. We're going to do 1 more this side. Take it behind. Good. And let's go back the other way. Reset. Hands over the head and take it out wide, back over the head, round to the side. So keeping that arm over the head as you twist and they kind of rotate. We've got another scene out of Matrix going on here. Moving around, taking the hands to the side. Rolling forward, good, really moving. I know at some points through this movement it's not comfortable and it's just because we don't move this way, but it really will give some energy and some movement through that spine. Good work. Really reaching around, take the hands out wide, opening up through the head. Good work. And we'll go 1 more here, over the head, reset round to the front. Excellent. We'll just have a little roll off through the shoulders. And I want you to sit with 1 foot in front of the other. And we're just going to come through and finish with some rotations of the hip. Okay, so from here, we're just going to simply try not to pop your hands on the floor. If you can, we're just going to rotate, twist, and look behind us. Rotate through the hips, knees down, and twist. Good. Twist and a little hold. Good job. And twist. We want to try and keep the chest open as we move the hips and the knees. Okay, so try not to concave through the shoulders. I know it can be difficult if we've got a little bit of poor flexibility through the front of the body, which is common. But sitting back into the hips. Good work, and twist. Well done. And we often travel with this one. Who knows, I'm going to end up in a minute. Okay, we'll do one more on each side. Twist. Good. Reset. Take to the other side. Okay, bring it back to where you started, and we're just going to take it through some stretching. So take your hand on the outside of the knee. We're going to come through some spinal rotation and just hold. So ground your other hand behind. Take a look behind. Hold on the outside of the knee and just give it a little bit more stretch through that rotation of the spine. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Good. And 3, 2, 1. And we're going to flip the knees over. Dig the heels in. Take your hand on the outside of the knee. Relax the shoulders. Push on the outside of that knee and take your gaze around the other side. Relax your breathing. Excellent. So come back into neutral. And I want you to place one foot onto the thigh. Bring your heel in close to the body as you can. Relax through the shoulders. And what we're going to do here is we're going to tap the knee down into the floor. And then we're going to rotate over to bring the foot flat to the floor on the other side. So keeping that heel close to your chest is really important as you get deeper into the glutes. Keep the chest open. Tap. And almost here, push your shoulder back behind you so you get that release from the shoulder, the fascia from your shoulder all the way down to your hip. Twist through the shoulders. Nice work. Good. One more on each side here, pushing round. Good. Okay, and let's release. Heeling nice and close. Move your body position to get as much out of this dynamic stretch as you can. So pop the foot flat and connect with the knee into the floor. Well done. Tapping down. Good. Hooking that foot in nice and close. Opening out through the shoulders, through the hips. Good work. Nice and slowly. Well done. One more on each. Great job. Okay, so we're going to swing round. Come onto your hands and knees, and we're going to tuck the toes under. Bring the hips off the floor into our downward dog, and then just slowly press the ankles in towards the floor. Hold them for a few seconds on each. Good. Coming down a little bit deeper. Free off the calves. Good. And we're just going to slowly walk towards our hands. Relax the head. And as we open up, I want you to scoop the hands behind the hips. Bring them all the way up to the top. Skim around up to the top of the shoulders. Tuck your chin into chest. Bring them further forward in front of your shoulders, and then as you exhale, open out the chest and bring the arms above the shoulders. Come up onto your tiptoes and take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, folding down. Come up and hold tiptoes. Inhale. Exhale, come on down. And then we... Well done, guys. Excellent work.